Hey everyone, how are you guys doing today? Or I guess it's this evening. It's Saturday evening, May 31st. And I'm going to show you my screw up. And it shouldn't have been a screw up, but I wasn't paying attention. Where I should have been paying attention, I guess. And it just goes to show you that sometimes technology isn't all that it's cracked up to be. So, this here is our cornfield here in the bottom. That's my brother's house down there. It's my house there. The farm is just back up there. So this field is right by the township road right here. We purposely didn't plant this field first because I wanted to be able to, make sure the corn planter was working correctly before we planted next to the road, obviously. So we actually, this field over here, over there, first check the corn planter out, get any kinks. It was not set right, so we reset it. It was planting way too heavy. We got a couple of sprockets switched around, so we got that figured out and planted that field. Everything was working good. So I come down here. I'll show you. So I come down here and I drove through my garden here where there was nothing planted in here at that point. So I come in here and I went 6 rows right down this way, right down through there. I planted all the way down around the corner and then come back up around by my brother's house down here, then come back, and then I come back up this way. Well, when in the meantime coming to get back up this way, I had a alert on my monitor for row number 4 was not planting. Now, probably should have got out and checked the saw, but it was working just fine prior to. I'm not sure where it stopped or started or whatever. But anyway, you can clearly see right here, there's 6 rows over this way, and then here's actually 1, 2, 3, and then 4. There's nothing, and then 5, 6. Right down there a little ways, there's a little spot where the corn bunched up, come piling out. But anyway, so I got up here. I got to up here at the end of the field, and I picked up the corn planter, and there was a rock wedged in the closing wheels of row number 4. Okay, well, that's my problem, obviously. So, turned around the corn planter and went back down this way. Now, as you can clearly see, there's row number 4 again. Nothing. And I'm like, well, it's surely planting. Didn't get out of the tractor. This is going to chalk it up to being lazy. Okay? Lazy. As I was planting, it was not planting, obviously. So I drove all the way down there, around, and then come across the bottom, down here again, stopped over in the corner. Then I was going to come around this way. And I got down there and I'm like, well, this is clearly not planting. I got out and checked. Now, if you've been around a cyclo air plant or corn planter, if they have air coming out the bottom of the row units, it's fine. I shouldn't say it's fine, but it's got air coming through it. Row number 4 had no air coming out of it, so I knew there was a block somewhere. So I took it up to the shed. Tore it apart and found it. I don't know what it was. There was something in there. It ended up being I'm not sure what it was. Took the air compressor, blew through it. Everything, all of a sudden, corn come out, and then there was air coming out of it then with the corn planter. So I drove all the way back down here again, started planting up along the road right there. I come all the way around here. And here we have one. There's a row right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's planting just fine. There's actually a row number 4 right there. As you can clearly see, there's row number 4. I turned around right here and went right back this way. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All planting. So when I got back down over there again, I turned right back around again and come right back up here. And I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All planting. Okay, so corn planter's fixed. Right? Sensor's working. Everything's working like it's supposed to. So then I turned and went, how'd I do that? I must have went right back down. Nope, I'm not sure how I did it. But anyway, yeah, I must have went right back down this way again. So I went back down this way again. Now, mind you, the corn planter's been working fine. I've just planted 18 rows around this way, just fine. Now, row number 4 again. Not planting. But that's coming up this way, so I'm not totally sure what I did. I don't know, Oh, wait a second. I must have come back up. Nope, I went down that way. Up, down, back. Anyway, I guess I'm not totally sure what I did. But I remember going back down the end of this field, right here. And I got down there to pick up my marker row, where I had left the marker row, from this row that I planted, the 6 rows I planted right here, when the corn planter wasn't planting, and I was checking to see why it wasn't planting. Problem is I forgot to put the marker down over here. So I could see where I was supposed to go. So I got down there, and there was no marker row. So I put both markers down, and then I followed the marker track over here with the one marker, and come up this way, and for some unknown reason, it didn't plant, which I was not aware of, because it did not show anything on my monitor whatsoever. So I come up this way. Row number 4 didn't plant again. This time I didn't know, because nothing popped up on my monitor. Okay, everything was working like it's supposed to. Turn around, went back down this way. Row number 4, not planting again. Once again, monitor's not telling me it's not planting. Come back up this way, 6 more rows. Voila, row number 4, still not planting again. Now, let's see, I see a kernel of corn right here. There's a kernel of corn laying right there above the ground. But I don't know, I mean, that kind of happens sometimes. And then I turned and went back down this way again. And row number 4, not planting. Come back up this way. Row number 4, not planting. Like I said, my monitor's not telling me anything. It's not telling me that row number 4 is not planting at this point. It did tell me over there that row number 4 was not planting. And I fixed it. And I planted these 18 rows right here. Just fine. It was working just fine. So yeah, row number 4 not working here. And now all of a sudden, come back up this way. Row number 4 is working correctly. There's no problem. Planted all the way up here. And it's just fine. There's nothing wrong here. That one actually looks like it is. That row right there has been run over by the sprayer they sprayed today. So that's just kind of knocked over from the sprayer. So there is corn there, but it's just flat right now. So I don't know. Of course, tried hardest to do the nicest job on the field that's right by the house that I got to look at on my back deck. And I'm going to look right down this all summer, and it's going to drive me absolutely nuts. If it was only a short distance, I could redo it, but like I'd have to replant this whole field for one row every 6 rows. Actually, it's every 4. Doot, doot, doot. So if I had a 1-row planter, I could do that, but I don't have a 1-row planter. I guess I got an old I've got an old sweet corn handheld thing in the shed. I could probably do that, but man, I'd spend all day out here planting that. So and then we planted that field down there, the neighbors, right after that. Like I literally finished planting this and went and planted that, and that was just fine. And I don't know, I have to go up on a ridge tomorrow and see, because I went planted that field down there, and then I went up on the big, no, I was done planting that day. We finished that day. Well, it was Mother's Day. Planted this Mother's Day. So we just planted a couple of fields to make sure the corn planter was working good. And it wasn't working good, apparently. So, anyway, I have to go check up behind the machine shed, because that actually, I think the next night, Dale went and planted behind the machine shed. And then went up on the ridge, and we finished planting that night. So, I don't know. The field down here, the neighbors, looks okay. So it planted okay down there. So I don't know what in the world here. I understand, like, these 8 or 12 rows right here that I got lazy and didn't get out of the tractor when I should have, probably. But like these over here, the monitor never told me anything. That was planting just fine. So I don't know. And now I got like these rows here. I was telling you where the marker. I didn't put the marker down because I got preoccupied with the, these rows here that I was paying attention to the monitor. Now it looks like I drank my lunch, like hard liquor drank. I don't want to combine this field. I think I might make Dale do it, because it's not going to be good. So I got to look at that too this summer. Like, sometimes I like to come out and like sit on my deck right there, look at my crops, and I'm going to be sick to my stomach. So anyway, I thought I'd tell you that sometimes technology isn't great, and sometimes being lazy isn't great either. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. We're in the process of getting stuff ready for hay. There were a lot of people cutting hay around here this weekend. There's a slug of hay laying down, and Dale did. I had some stuff to do with the antique club today, so I was gone most of the day. But Dale got the disc spine hooked up to the tractor, and he cut this little patch over here. We didn't plant. We planted that field in corn. The one we always do our loading in the fall with the corn and beans and stuff. But we didn't plant the lower end of it. We left probably an acre and a half there, so we would have a spot this fall to do our loading and stuff. So we left that in hay. So he come down here and cut that after he hooked everything up, and we'll bale up. We'll probably get, I don't know, maybe 2 bales off from it. So tomorrow the cattle are going out into the big pasture up here behind the barn, behind the shed, and gonna get them out. We got them vaccinated last weekend. Baby calf that we were feeding did turn out with the cows. It was out with the cows for a week. It put itself back in the barnyard with the one cow that we still haven't had a calf yet. That's annoying. And we have that steer in there that we're going to do something with. It let itself back in there, and it's just in there with them, eating hay and enjoying life. Apparently it doesn't want to be out with the cows and the calves. I don't know. So we're just going to let it be. It's living its own life in there. So, yeah, anyway. So they come and say they come and sprayed today. They sprayed corn today. Hell, I'm supposed to be back and do beans here sooner or later. So, but anyway, we will talk to you guys later, and we'll see you on the other side.